Kitco Mining's special coverage of PDAC is brought to you by Gold Mining and Uranium Energy Corps.
Copper exploration is heating up as the world realizes it is the most critical metal of all, yet the cupboard of new projects is almost bare. Changing that is Filo Mining with its Filo del Sol Project in San Juan in Argentina, perhaps the hottest exploration stock out there. To tell us more, I'm joined here at the PDAC by President and CEO and Kitco Mining 2022 CEO of the Year nominee, Jamie Beck. Good morning, Jamie. Welcome to Kitco.
Thanks, Paul. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, Filo del Sol has been a pretty wild ride over the past couple of years, and by that I mean the exploration results you've been getting, very long intercepts of very high-grade copper, very unusual in this day and age. So let's talk about what have been some of the highlights of the past year.
So the focus really, Paul, I think over the past year's drilling has been an area we call Aurora, which sits in the center part of the deposit. And as you said, it's been multiple kilometer-long intersections of greater than 1% copper equivalent through that zone. The consistency and size of that area alone is really exciting. And so that's been the highlight. You know, we've had one of the world's best silver intersections. We've had 1.8 kilometers mineralized from surface. So it's been a full range of precious metals results, copper results, long results, high-grade results. The full gambit at Filo del Sol.
And you brought in a special drill rig from Canada to get really, really deep, and obviously you've been hitting with a 1.8 kilometer intercept.
Yeah, no, that's been one of the things we've struggled with over the years is just good drill productivity at Filo, and having a couple of quality rigs is really making some strides on improving that.
Okay, thank you. So how big is Filo del Sol at the moment? What are the sort of approximate dimensions?
Well, that's a great question, and it's really one of the goals of this year's program. We spent time looking at Aurora. 2023 is going to look at some of those bigger step outs. So we've got a target to our south we call Flamenco. It's about 2 kilometers away. We've got a target to the north called Bonita. We intersected a new porphyry discovery at that area last season. That's 2 kilometers to the north. And then another full 2 kilometers north of that is an area we call Gemelos. So if you think about that full north to south strike, we're now drilling a zone that's about 7.5 kilometers from one end of the project to the other, and still no real bounds on east-west dimension. It's sort of 700 to 1.5 kilometers in places and upwards of 2 kilometers deep. So the tons really, the potential is for that to really add up.
Okay, can you put that in a sort of a broader context for us? What does that equate to in terms of copper mines that people may be more familiar with?
So 1 kilometer cubed of potential mineralization hosts about 3 billion tons. So if you think we've got, an opportunity for multiples kilometers cubed along that trend, our goal is to develop Filo into the world's largest undeveloped copper project out there. I think currently Pebble probably is atop of that list, but it really has the potential to rank amongst the greats in the copper industry, whether it's Oyu Tolgoi, Escondida, the big copper mines. That's the prize at Filo.
Okay, so in context of the global copper market, this makes it a really, really important project.
Yeah. I think we have an opportunity here to become, not only at Filo del Sol, but more broadly within that Vicuña district, where there's a number of new deposits either on that sort of path towards development or in that exploration stage. This could well be the next great copper mining camp in the world.
Okay, thank you. Now, you're changing your name from Filo Mining to just Filo. Yeah. Why is that?
Well, I think it aligns a little bit with that strategy, Paul. It's so much more than mining. It's exploration, discovery, mining, processing, and then ultimately supply, and positioning Filo alongside the biggest names in the industry. BHP, Rio Tinto, Barrick, the likes of which do a lot more than simply mining. They're providing critical metals for the world to use.
Okay, so going great guns, what's the work plan for this year?
About 40,000 meters of drilling. We'll have upwards of 9 or 10 drill rigs on the project, mostly testing some of these larger step-out zones, and that success in that area will guide what future programs look like. If we're successful, probably means we need to then drill those targets off to more confidence. If we hit some dusters, that's fine too. We'll focus on the main part of the deposit and build out what we already know is a pretty spectacular resource.
I think Filo Mining hitting a duster will be quite a shock to people because you haven't had too many of those.
No, it's been fortunate.
Okay, so I want to take a step back. S&P's Global Exploration Report released recently showed that there has not been a major copper discovery for 15 years and that most exploration is existing mines. There's very little grassroots copper or exploration going on for copper. Why do you think that is?
It's a good question. I think shareholders in some of the big companies have really focused a lot on shareholder returns and demanding management teams. It's either share buybacks or distributing cash as dividends. And when balance sheets were challenged, that exploration tends to be one of the easiest things to chop in terms of reducing spend. And I think we'll start to see that shift. I think we're starting to now. We're seeing more IPOs in the copper space. I think we'll start to see the majors back towards spending on exploration themselves, and hopefully that'll lead to more copper discoveries.
You've kind of anticipated my next question for you because I think perhaps your exploration success at Filo del Sol is encouraging a new generation or new crop of copper explorers. Here at PDAC, I've met with several companies that IPO'd last year or are pre-IPO looking to do so this year. So it also seems that perhaps money is starting to flow back into copper exploration somewhat.
I think you can sort of take any scenario of global electrification, of decarbonization, all the themes that are playing into either the major mining companies, the diversifieds, the golds, the copper specialists. We're starting to see automobile manufacturers get involved, sort of driving that bull case for there not being enough copper supply coming online. And the challenge, of course, is the timelines. So it's great to see all of this money potentially flowing into some new copper discovery stories. What we know, though, is it takes 20 to 30 years from actually making a discovery and turning that into a mine. And I think that's one of the really special things about Filo del Sol in our area is that we're well along that pathway. But it's great to see money flowing in and new projects coming online.
Well, thank you. Now, Jamie, as I mentioned at the top, you're nominee for Kitco Mining's 2022 CEO of the Year, so congratulations there.
Thank you.
The exploration results from Filo del Sol show that you're truly onto something very, very amazing there, which is why I have the great pleasure to announce that you're not just a nominee, Jamie Beck, but you are, in fact, Kitco Mining's 2022 CEO of the Year.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Thank you so much,
Congratulations.
Paul. Thank you very much.
Very well deserved.
Yes.
One sort of final question for you to wrap up then. How important is it for you personally and for the company to receive recognition for the amazing exploration success you've had?
Well, I mean, how to put it into words. This is a company that was founded and driven by the Lundin family. We lost Lucas Lundin in 2022. Who was not only a great friend, but a mentor. And it's really that Lundin family perseverance, their belief and support of the project through all of the years, their belief and support of the team. So this isn't about me, this is about the Lundins, this is about our team on the ground and Filo Mining. It's quite an honor. Thank you very much.
And I personally have had the honor to meet with a lot of people in your team and indeed the project, so I can really echo your comments there. Jamie Beck, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Paul.
And I'm Paul Harris. Stay tuned to Kitco for more from PDAC 2023.
Kitco Mining's special coverage of PDAC is brought to you by Gold Mining and Uranium Energy Corps.